Hi everybody, this is Caroline Speaks, the State of Our World on Thursday, July 9th, 2020. So what is it? Let's find out. Alright, here we go. Now the coronavirus is still with us. As of this evening, we had 3,033,733 as earlier this evening. So it's definitely with us. We have to continue to practice social distancing, wear masks, only go out when you have to, uh, and don't do anything to endanger yourself or others. Obey the law, obey the rules, and be safe. Now, if you're not registered to vote, there's a big election coming up in November, and we have primaries going on now. So make sure you get registered. Learn about the candidates and the issues in your area, and then vote. If voting by mail or they call absentee balloting is absentee vote. Voting by mail, absentee voting, then do that. Contact your local election office, get an absentee ballot, fill it out, and make sure it's returned in time to be counted. Now, we definitely have to play it safe. Uh, if you vote by mail, then you don't have to go stand in line at a voting place, a poll, and so you don't have to worry about getting sick or making someone else sick. So why not? Okay, now there's still a shortage, if you can believe it, from when it started, of personal protective equipment in various places around the country. Why? Also, there's a shortage of tests, and it is taking, in some cases, weeks to get the results back when you take a test. So therefore, by the time you get the test back, say the test said you were negative, you don't have the virus, but maybe by the time you get the results, you are. So something is definitely wrong here, because the failure of our federal government to take charge and make sure we have a national testing plan, national plan for all the personal protective equipment needed, and all the other hospital equipment like ventilators and respirators. Now, it's also, a lot of people have lost their jobs. They're on unemployment insurance or extended unemployment insurance. In some states, the system is not working so well. Some people can't even register for unemployment insurance. Now, we have to make sure we protect and take care of vulnerable populations like residents of nursing homes, assisted living homes, retirement homes, veterans living in veterans homes, people who don't have a home and are living in shelters or on the streets. And then we have to make sure we take care of all our first responders, police, fire, our healthcare workers, essential workers such as grocery store workers, transit workers who operate the buses and the trains, and also the truck drivers who deliver the products. And let's not forget the farm workers, the agriculture workers. If you don't have them, you wouldn't have any crops planted, you wouldn't have any food to eat. And many of them are what they call undocumented, but they're still out there working. So we have to make sure we protect them, get them better working conditions. And still have people coming in, migrant people coming in, seeking asylum, and Trump and his people are trying to end that. They're now trying to have a policy where they reject all asylum seekers because of the coronavirus, the danger to public health. Well, Trump is a danger to public health because of his complete lack of mismanagement of our coronavirus in this country. So it's not, don't blame the migrant workers, they didn't do anything. Now, we also have essential workers who are uh, being asked to return to work in various industries that, in low-wage jobs, and there's a lot of fear and anxiety among essential workers in the process of returning to work because there's few safeguards. They need personal protective equipment. they need an environment that it is safe to work in. So they're not working close together, that everything is properly cleaned, everyone wears a mask. And people who are sick are not there, they're sent home with sick leave. And the meatpacking industry, they're not getting any protections either. And then companies are still saying they need protection from liability. So if someone working in their business gets sick or dies from the virus, they're not responsible, which is crazy. So we need legislation at the local, state level to protect all employees, not just essential employees, but all employees. Now, there have been some recent cases in the courts that have been big wins for Native American tribes. The Dakota Access Pipeline has been stopped because they need a environmental impact study done, and that could take a few years, so maybe that'll kill the project completely. There's an Atlantic pipeline project that has been ended, and so there's various things that are good news. In the state of Louisiana, they have what they call Cancer Alley, where petrochemical companies are congregated there in this area, and responsible for a lot of pollution, a lot of people getting all kinds of diseases, including cancer, and the environment being destroyed and the wetlands being destroyed. I don't know if you remember, we had Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. There were no wetlands. The water just came right into New Orleans. So there's a lot of stuff to be done. People have to be taken care of and protected. Native Americans have paid a heavy price in this virus, as well as other epidemics throughout history, from the very first colonists to explorers who gave them blankets infected with smallpox that wiped out a lot of these people. The genocide by the settlers, the colonists. And so we definitely have a problem with that. So we need to make sure everybody is protected. We need to make sure everyone is respected as well. Native Americans are not respected in this country. Trump had a rally at Mount Rushmore, which is in Indian country in South Dakota. He had a rally, and he's polluting the land. He's spreading the disease. And when he holds a rally, masks are optional, washing hands is optional, and no social distancing. So he's disrespecting the Native Americans. So we really have to look after everyone, and we have to make sure that we reopen schools safely. Trump is pushing to reopen schools, because if the schools are reopened, then people can take their kids back to school, and then the parents will be free to work, and then his economy will be good, and he can win the election. Well, you can't reopen schools until it's safe to do so. You can't rebuild all the schools so you have proper social distancing. So parents have to decide, and teachers and staff members have to decide if it's safe enough to do this. I think we should stay with virtual learning for as long as necessary. And when we get to a point where we can reopen schools, we will. But in order to have social distancing, you have smaller class sizes. So you go to multiple sessions in a school, and kids going to school instead of from, say, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., they're starting earlier in the day and going later in the day. Now, how does that affect parents or caregivers' schedule as far as picking up their kids when they're finished, and who's going to take care of them when they come back? So all those things have to be thought of. Child care also has been infected by this virus. So we have to consider everything. There was an interview on CNN with Chris Cuomo, with a teacher and an administrator, I think a superintendent in Florida school district, and it was very good. And were arguing that it's not safe to open up the schools in Florida, but the governor of Florida says we should open up the schools. But he's not going to school, and his kids, I don't know where they go to school, so not a good idea. Schools should stay closed. And we know that we don't have a vaccine for this virus. We don't even have effective treatment to treat people. So you can't ask them to go back to school. No. You have to play it safe, and that's, what we have to do to keep everybody safe. Hi, I'm back. Now, there's an excellent article. It's called "In Our Desire to Get Kids Back to School, It's Selfish to Not Consider the Health Safety of Educators." I'm going to put that on near where I host this this podcast recording. So, someone says, "I'm concerned with how little the safety of teachers, administrators, and support staff are discussed in the conversation about safely reopening schools in the fall. Student learning is absolutely a priority, and the health of adults facilitating that learning should be important too." So I'm going to post that article. Now, in addition to that, there was an interview, as I just mentioned, that Chris Cuomo had with two educators in Florida about the pros and cons and opening up the schools. So I'm going to post that also. Now, we've had a lot of talk. Maybe it's time to have a little song. All right. So this evening, I'd like to sing a song called "Another You." Okay. There's a new world somewhere they call the Promised Land, and I'll be there someday if you will hold my hand. I just need your love beside me, no matter what I do, for I know I'll never find another you. There is always somebody for each of us, they say. And you'll be my someone forever and a day. I could search the whole world over until my life is through, but I know I'll never find another you. It's a long, long journey, so stay by my side. When I walk through the storm, you'll be my guide. If they gave me a fortune, my pleasure would be small. I would lose it all tomorrow and never mind at all. But if I should lose your love, dear, I don't know what I'd do, for I know I'll never find another you. Okay, now that's Another You. I believe that was written by Tom Springfield, a member of the Springfield Folk Group, and the lead singer at the time was Dusty Springfield, an international singing star. Hope you liked it. Alright, thank you for tuning in this evening for another meeting with Carolyn Speaks, the State of Our World, on Thursday, July 9th, 2020. Hope you'll tune in tomorrow evening, and take care of yourself, take care of others, and remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night all. Stay safe.